Looking at the Brighton folk scene for us is Jim Marshall.
The gaffer's looking worried and the flet's away in a steer. Jessie Brody's getting married and the morn shall no be here. Hurrah, hurroo, a daddy-o, hurrah, hurroo, a daddy-o, hurrah, hurroo, a daddy-o, Jessie's getting married-o. The helper and the piecer, they went to the tune last night, but they buy a wee bit present just to make her home look right. Hurrah, hurroo, a daddy-o, hurrah, hurroo, a daddy-o, hurrah, hurroo, a daddy-o, Jessie's getting married-o.
Vic and Christine Smith there. Vic's a Scot and Christine comes from Portsmouth. They came to Brighton from London 2 or 3 years ago and opened up a very popular club, which is now a rather trendy discotheque. So they now sing regularly at the Lewis Arms in Lewis, along with Terry Masterson, who's been away for about 14 months. He's just returned to the fold, and all in all, this is an excellent Saturday night club. The Brighton folk scene started about 10 years ago, and one of the singers who's still with us from those days is Paul Setford. Paul runs now the Springfield Hotel in Springfield Road in Brighton on Friday nights. It's a traditional club, but you can just as likely see Packy Byrne there one week and then the Southern Ramblers the next, so it's not that traditional. Here's Paul with an unaccompanied song.
I wish there was no prisons, I do, don't you? 'Cause the old treadmill makes me feel ill. I only steals me belly to fill with me hands, with me mitts, with me maulers. Now oakum picking gives me a licking still. I'm very fond of a little bit of nicking with me hands, with me mitts, with me maulers. Now I met a girl, she had a perambulator, she had 2 kids and each had a tater in his hands, in his mitts, in his maulers. Well, I kissed one kid and collared t'other's tater with me hands, with me mitts, with me maulers. I wish there was no prisons, I do, don't you? 'Cause the old treadmill makes me feel ill. I only steals me belly to fill with me hands, with me mitts, with me maulers.
Paul Setford there. The club that Paul started singing at, the Brighton Ballads and Blues, as I said, is about 10 years old. It was started by Clive Bennett and Terry Scarlett, and another singer who was singing in those early days and still about today is Johnny Winch. Johnny at one time ran a club in a room little larger than a telephone kiosk, and then he moved to somewhere a little larger at the Stanford Arms in Brighton. After a couple of years, he packed this in and he moved to Hastings to live. And he's now running a club at Hastings on, I think it's Friday nights at the Angel. Johnny's known as a raver, but in his quieter moments, he's quite something of an instrumentalist. Brighton's fairly rich in traditional singers. It's not really reflected in the local scene. It seems to be run by a load of foreigners. Take Brian Blanchard, for instance. Brian comes from Yorkshire. He lives in Crawley, and he runs a club in Horsham, which is just a little bit northwest of Brighton. It's a Sunday night club at the Swan Inn at Horsham, and Brian really makes no allowances for the fact that he's singing to a Sussex audience. He sings his Yorkshire songs, and they like it, of course. I get the impression often that many parts of the country are too involved with their songs of their own area and tend to forget all the other songs. So this is something that certainly doesn't happen in Sussex. Here's Brian with a song you're likely to hear him sing, usually around about Christmas. It's The Seven Joys of Mary, and Simon Fury is accompanying him on the boat Saltry.
The first good joy our Mary had, it was the joy of one, for to see her own son Jesus to suck at the breastbone, to suck at the breastbone, good man, and blessed may he be. Great tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Great tidings of comfort and joy. The next good joy our Mary had, it was the joy of two, for to see her own son Jesus to make the lame to go, to make the lame to go, good man, and blessed may he be. Great tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Great tidings of comfort and joy.
On now to Brighton's second oldest club, the Stanford Arms on Preston Circus, which meets every Sunday night. Here again, there's not much local connection, really. I've been the non-singing organiser for the past 6 years, and my hometown's in the Nottinghamshire coalfields. Two of our ex-residents who've made it on the national scene are Brian Goldbee and Alan Taylor. They were both born in and bred in Sussex, but our current lineup's a fairly alien one, headed by Miles Wootton. For quite some time, Miles collaborated with Alan Taylor in songwriting, but now he's writing on his own. Here's one of his recent compositions, which you're likely to hear from time to time in the club.
Rather late last night, Mr. Jones came home on the 8:45 from Victoria Road. He was rich and fat with a big bowler hat, and he hated the hippies and the beatniks, oh. Well, he put his key in his mock Tudor door, and he called to his wife, well, I'm home, dear, oh. The train was late, and I had to wait. It must be the hippies and the beatniks, oh. But no answer came as he stepped inside, but his daughter came to meet him, oh. Mummy's not here, she's gone, I fear, away with the hippies and the beatniks, oh.
Miles Wootton there. Actually, Miles is the producer of Radio Brighton's fortnightly folk programme, Minstrel's Gallery, along with Vic and Christine Smith and myself, and all four of us regularly burn the midnight oil in producing the Brighton Folk Diary. This is a magazine which can do far better than I can in this short feature in telling you what's on in Brighton. If you like a copy, I'm certain if you drop a line to Frances Lyne, she'll pass your letters on to us. Well, as you'll have gathered, there's something happening more or less every night on the folk scene in and around Brighton. And there are also a lot of fine singers making their homes in this part of the world too. People like Shirley Collins, Isabel Sutherland, Bill Clifton, Martin Wyndham Reid, George Belton, and many more. But it's the resident singers I've concentrated on this afternoon. I've left until last the one club that can truly be said to be a Sussex folk club, and that, of course, is Bob Copper's Copper Songs Club. This meets on the first Thursday in the month at the Central Club in Peacehaven, and I'm certain any club organiser would give his right arm to have the Copper family as residents. The accent is fairly and squarely on the traditional side here, although not necessarily restricted to Sussex songs. Sussex songs, however, are what are expected from the Coppers themselves, and here to end is an example of these by Bob and John Copper.
All along the green turf she pants for breath, our huntsman he shouts out for death. All along the green turf she pants for breath, our huntsman he shouts out for death. Relope, relope, retiring hare. Relope, relope, retiring hare. Follow, follow the musical horn, sing, follow, hark forward the innocent hare. This hare has led us on noble run, success to sportsmen every one. This hare has led us on noble run, success to sportsmen every one. Such a chase she has led us
4 hours or more.
Such a chase she has led us 4 hours or more. Wine and beer we'll drink without fear, we'll drink a success to the innocent hare.
Bob and John Copper, and that was Jim Marshall looking at the folk scene around Brighton. If you live in that area and you'd like to hear more about your local folk, Jim has an excellent programme called Minstrel's Gallery, broadcast on Radio Brighton on alternate Monday evenings at 7:30.